Traditional versus modern appraisal techniques in HRM. Performance appraisal is an important HRM activity that helps organizations evaluate employee performance, identify strengths and weaknesses, and plan future development. Over time, the methods used for appraisal have evolved. They can be broadly classified into traditional techniques and modern techniques. Each type has its own features, advantages, and limitations. 1. Traditional appraisal techniques. Traditional techniques are older, simpler, and mostly based on the judgment of supervisors. They focus more on past performance, personality traits, and observable behaviors. Major characteristics. More subjective. Based on evaluator's personal opinion. Limited scope. Suitable for small and stable organizations. Focus on employees' past performance rather than future development. Common traditional methods. 1.1 Graphic rating scales. Employees are rated on characteristics like punctuality, quality of work, cooperation, communication skills, etc., using scales such as 1 to 5 or excellent, poor. Advantages: easy and quick. Limitations: high possibility of bias. 1.2 Ranking method. Employees are ranked from best to worst based on overall performance. Advantages: simple to use. Limitations: not suitable for large groups. 1.3 Paired comparison. Each employee is compared with every other employee in pairs. Advantages: more accurate than ranking. Limitations: time-consuming. 1.4 Checklist method. Supervisor answers a list of yes/no statements about the employee's behavior. 1.5 Critical incident method. Important positive and negative incidents in an employee's work behavior are recorded. 1.6 Forced choice method. Evaluator selects from a set of predefined statements about the employee. Limitations of traditional methods. Highly subjective. Focus on personality, not performance outcomes. Not suitable for modern dynamic organizations. Do not provide developmental feedback. Less participation from employees. 2. Modern appraisal techniques. Modern techniques focus on skills, behaviors, goal achievement, and future development. They are more systematic, objective, and employee-centered. These methods reduce bias and provide a clearer picture of performance. Major characteristics. More objective and scientific. Focus on performance outcomes and competencies. Encourage employee participation. Emphasis on development and improvement. Suitable for dynamic, competitive competencies. Encourage employee participation. Emphasis on development and improvement. Suitable for dynamic, competitive organizations. Common modern methods. 2.1 Management by Objectives, MBO. Manager and employee together set specific, measurable goals. Performance is evaluated based on how many goals are achieved. Advantages: clear goals, measurable results. Limitations: time-consuming. 2.2 360-degree feedback. Feedback is collected from multiple sources: supervisors, peers, subordinates, customers, and self-evaluation. Advantages, balanced and holistic view. Limitations, requires time and trust among employees. 2.3 Behaviorally anchored rating scales, bars. Uses detailed behavioral statements for rating performance. Example, always responds to customer complaints within 24 hours. Advantages, reduces bias, more accurate. Limitations, difficult to develop. 2.4 Assessment Center Method. Employees participate in tests, role plays, group discussions, and case studies to evaluate skills and potential. Advantages, useful for promotions and leadership roles. Limitations, expensive and time-consuming. 2.5 Psychological and psychometric tests. Measure employee abilities, attitudes, personality, and problem-solving skills. 2.6 Human Resource Accounting Method. Measures the economic value of employees to the organization. Traditional versus modern appraisal techniques, key differences. Basis. Traditional techniques. Modern techniques. Focus. Past performance, traits. Future development, competencies. Approach. Subjective. Objective and scientific. Evaluator. Mainly supervisor. Multiple sources, 360 degrees. Employee role. Passive. Active participant. Feedback. Limited. Detailed and continuous. Suitability. Stable, small firms. Large, dynamic organizations. Outcome. Judgment-oriented. Development-oriented. Conclusion. Traditional and modern appraisal techniques serve different purposes. While traditional methods are simple and easy to use, they are mostly subjective and focus on past behavior. Modern methods, on the other hand, are more comprehensive, objective, and development-focused. In today's competitive environment, organizations increasingly prefer modern appraisal techniques because they help improve employee performance, skill development, and organizational growth. Challenges in performance management in HRM context. Performance management, PM, is a key HRM function that ensures employees perform effectively, meet organizational goals, and continuously improve their skills. Despite its importance, organizations often face several challenges in implementing and maintaining an effective performance management system. Understanding these challenges helps HR managers design better systems and improve employee performance. 1. Lack of clear objectives. One major challenge is that performance goals and objectives are often unclear or not communicated properly. Employees may not know what is expected of them. Without clear objectives, measuring performance becomes difficult. Misaligned goals can lead to confusion and frustration. 2. Subjectivity and bias. Performance management often depends on the judgment of supervisors, which can introduce bias. Personal preferences, favoritism, or unconscious bias may affect ratings. Employees may feel unfairly treated. This reduces trust in the system. 3. Inadequate feedback. Effective performance management requires timely and constructive feedback. Many managers provide feedback only once a year during appraisal. Lack of continuous feedback reduces the opportunity for improvement. Employees may not understand their strengths and weaknesses clearly. 4. Resistance from employees. Some employees may resist performance management due to fear of criticism, negative ratings, or change in responsibilities. Resistance can affect participation and cooperation. Employees may focus only on short-term targets rather than long-term growth. 5. Lack of managerial skills. Managers need proper skills to observe, evaluate, and coach employees. Not all managers are trained in performance management techniques. Poorly conducted appraisals can demotivate employees. Managers may avoid giving honest feedback due to discomfort or fear of conflict. 6. Overemphasis on ratings and scores. Many organizations focus only on numerical ratings or ranking employees. This can shift attention from employee development to competition. Employees may try to manipulate targets or focus only on measurable tasks. Creativity, teamwork, and soft skills are often neglected. 7. Difficulty in measuring performance. Measuring performance is easier for some jobs than others. Jobs like sales or production have clear quantitative metrics. Jobs requiring creativity, problem-solving, or collaboration are harder to measure. Subjective evaluation in such cases may reduce reliability and fairness. 8. Integration with organizational goals. Performance management should align employee objectives with organizational goals. Misalignment can lead to employees achieving personal targets that do not benefit the organization. Ensuring alignment is often a challenge in large or complex organizations. 9. Technology and system challenges. Modern organizations use software and performance management systems, but they also create challenges. Employees and managers may resist using new tools. Poorly implemented systems can cause confusion. Data overload may make decision-making difficult. 10. Cultural and behavioral challenges. Organizational culture also affects performance management. In some cultures, direct feedback may be considered rude or demotivating. Employees may fear failure or avoid accountability. Changing mindset and promoting a feedback-friendly culture is challenging. Conclusion. Performance management is a powerful HRM tool, but several challenges make it difficult to implement effectively. Organizations must focus on clear objectives, unbiased evaluation, continuous feedback, manager training, alignment with organizational goals, and use of technology. Overcoming these challenges ensures that performance management improves employee motivation, development, and overall organizational performance. Bias in appraisals in HRM context. Performance appraisal is a key function of human resource management, HRM, used to evaluate employees' work performance, skills, behavior, and contributions to the organization. For appraisals to be effective, they should be fair, objective, and unbiased. However, in reality, bias often affects performance appraisals, leading to unfair evaluation and employee dissatisfaction. Bias in appraisals refers to any systematic error in evaluating employee performance due to personal preferences, stereotypes, or subjective judgments rather than actual performance. Bias can reduce the credibility of the appraisal system and affect organizational performance. Types of bias in appraisals. Leniency or strictness bias. Leniency, rating employees higher than they deserve. Strictness, rating employees lower than they deserve. Both reduce the accuracy of appraisals and create unfair treatment. Central tendency bias. Rating all employees as average, avoiding very high or very low ratings. This occurs when managers are hesitant to differentiate between high and low performers. Halo effect. Giving high ratings in all areas based on one positive quality. Example, an employee who is very punctual may be rated excellent in teamwork and creativity, even if they are average in these areas. Holmes effect. Giving low ratings in all areas based on one negative quality. Example, if an employee makes one mistake, the manager rates them poorly in all skills and behaviors. Recency bias. Focusing only on recent performance instead of the entire appraisal period. Example, a recent failure may overshadow good performance over the year. Personal bias or stereotypes. Allowing personal likes, dislikes, or prejudices, gender, age, appearance, background, to affect ratings. This can demotivate employees and create discrimination. Causes of bias in appraisals. Lack of clear performance criteria. Poor training of managers in appraisal techniques. Allowing personal likes, dislikes, or prejudices, gender, age, appearance, background, to affect ratings. This can demotivate employees and create discrimination. Causes of bias in appraisals. Lack of clear performance criteria. Poor training of managers in appraisal techniques. Subjective evaluation rather than evidence-based assessment. Pressure to give high ratings or avoid conflict. Personal relationships with employees. Effects of bias in appraisals. Reduces employee motivation and satisfaction. Creates feelings of unfairness and resentment. Leads to poor performance and low productivity. Undermines trust in HR systems. Can cause high employee turnover. Ways to reduce bias in appraisals. Clear and objective criteria, use measurable goals and standardized evaluation forms. Training managers, teach them to observe and evaluate employees fairly. Use multiple sources, implement 360-degree feedback to get input from supervisors, peers, subordinates, and self-evaluation. Focus on evidence, use documented incidents, achievements, and data rather than opinions. Regular feedback, continuous feedback reduces reliance on memory or recent events. Calibration meetings, managers discuss ratings collectively to ensure consistency. Conclusion. Bias in appraisals is a serious challenge in HRM. It can lead to unfair treatment, employee dissatisfaction, and reduced organizational performance. By using clear criteria, proper training, evidence-based evaluation, and multi-source feedback, organizations can minimize bias and ensure fair, effective performance appraisals that improve employee motivation, development, and organizational growth. End Part 6.